Well, two of the left's and the Democrats' biggest institutions face scrutiny on Capitol Hill this week. Employees, including the CEO of Act Blue, the platform used to process donations to Democratic candidates and far left-wing causes, took the fifth and refused to answer any questions from the Judiciary Committee about fraud prevention practices for foreign donations. The lack of cooperation comes after Act Blue's their own lawyers warned, it may have misled Congress when it claimed to vet donations to ensure they weren't illegally coming from foreign citizens. The Judiciary Committee also held a hearing on the Southern Poverty Law Center following the federal indictment that charged the supposed anti-hate group with actually funding the hate it claimed to fight. Alliance Defending Freedom's Senior Vice President for Strategic Initiatives, Ryan Bangert, testified in that hearing, and he joins me now. Ryan, great to see you. So we've been covering the charges against the SPLC. I've covered them for years. From your perspective, what is the worst part of the indictment?
Well, it's hard to pick a worst part because all of it is pretty detestable. But something that shocked many people was the fact that the SPLC has been funding the very groups it claims to be fighting. And one of those groups actually had someone embedded in the organizers for the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville in 2017. The SPLC paid this individual over $300,000. And they helped organize this rally. They drove people to the rally. And SPLC, within 1 year after that rally, their fundraising almost tripled. And yet there they were, helping finance and organize it.
And they were keeping this from donors, which is why they're being indicted for fraud. But broadly in the culture, at the same time, the SPLC has been funding groups like the KKK and organizing rallies like the Charlottesville rally, which is basically a fake rally now. They've been accusing conservatives of being worse than the KKK. Can you tell me about the significance of the SPLC's hate group watch list and what they tried to do to normal conservatives who are just being involved in the political process, including the work that ADL has done?
So this hate list began in 2000, and by 2010, they decided to expand it to include not just violent extremist racist groups, but also Christian conservative groups. So how those two things got mixed up, I guess we'll never know. But 2016, they add ADF to the list. By 2018, they were going to major corporations, major financial companies, major technology companies, handing them a copy of the hate list and saying, don't do business with these companies. Yeah. Which meant you saw conservative groups that the SPLC disagreed with purely on policy grounds being denied access to bank accounts, being denied access to technology platforms, all because the SPLC was making up this phony baloney definition of hatred.
Yeah, and Alliance Defending Freedom, I don't know why I said ADL. ADF, of course, was the one that was on the list. But the SPLC, of course, wasn't just some group that didn't have influence. Can you talk about the broader cultural bullying they did against corporations, against institutions to try and really subjugate and push conservatives out of public life?
It was incredible what they did. Starting in 2018, they began meeting hundreds of times, according to the indictment, hundreds of times with these major corporations, bullying them, pushing them, telling them you need to cancel these conservative groups or else. They also went to the Biden administration starting in 2021 and did the same thing. They met with the Department of Justice. They met with agency leaders. And we saw the outcome of that. We saw the weaponization of the federal government by the Biden administration against peaceful pro-life advocates, prosecutions under the FACE Act, parents simply protesting at school board meetings, draconian COVID lockdown policies, being called domestic terrorists. So we saw the fruit of this. But the SPLC was very much embedded in all of these institutions, and they were pushing for these outcomes that canceled normal conservatives, normal Christians, who were simply trying to advocate for things like children's safety and parental rights.
Normal Americans. They also debanked a lot of folks. They went to the banks and said this person should not be allowed to have a bank account in America based on their fake hate list. So what's the path forward? You were on Capitol Hill this week testifying. Congress is obviously looking into this. There's the indictment from the Department of Justice. There's a superseding indictment adding a lot of details, including the fact that the SPLC was buying things like lumber for KKK cross burnings, which is absolutely crazy when you reread the indictment. So what is the path forward? Because Congress can look into this and they can refer groups for additional prosecution. What do you expect to happen over the course of the next couple of months as this case moves forward?
Well, one thing, we expect the DOJ to move forward aggressively with the indictment. I think we're just at the beginning stages of this. The superseding indictment, as you pointed out, adds a lot more detail and shocking details including buying lumber, buying materials for creating cross burnings. I mean, it's unbelievable
KKK
stuff.
Garb.
KKK paraphernalia. So clearly something's amiss here. So we expect that indictment to move forward. We also think Congress, we thank Chairman Jordan for the excellent work he's done, and we fully expect those investigations from Congress to continue to expose the lie that is this hate map that does nothing more than smear and demonize ordinary conservatives and Christians.
Well, Democrats have been having a hard time fundraising, and it seems like unless they are breaking the law allegedly with foreign donations through Act Blue, or they are making up hate crimes, so they can send out emails to say, look at these groups that are so hateful, send us more money. Maybe because they were just making it up. We'll have to see. We'll follow it. Great to see you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Katie.